talk to Ronnie in South Carolina, who's on the phone. Ronnie, what's happening?
Hey, man. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, dude?
Morning, studio.
Morning.
How you guys doing?
You know, we're good. I'm going to be honest, Ronnie. I'm a little beat this morning because Monday night we had that show, the Raging Idiots music show. I didn't get in until 1 in the morning. Got up before. All day yesterday, working and catching up, and then I stayed up and watched Bear Grylls last night. I did have to watch my episode on Nat Geo.
You have to do that.
And that was
Yeah,
at
of course.
9 Central, so I didn't get to bed. I went off that waterfall. I was like, my adrenaline was pumped.
Did you
Yeah.
relive any
Crazy
of that
anxiety.
in your body? Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So and last night, I stayed up and watched Bear Grylls, Ronnie. So I'm good. I'm grateful to be here, but I'm a little tired today.
Yeah, man. I tell you, I usually go to bed about 8:30 or so, and I said, nah, man, I got to stay and watch my boy Bobby. I'm 51 years old, dude. Y'all inspire me every day. You're a great inspiration in my life. All you guys are great and awesome. I love y'all, and what y'all do every day, man, is just awesome.
I appreciate that, Ronnie.
All the stories, everything that you do, everything that you say, I try to put it into my life every day. And hopefully it gets better. Some days it does, some days it doesn't. Yeah. But, yeah, man, I stayed up last night and watched the show. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. What'd you think about that? Because, again, I'm in northern Norway. It's cold. It's wet. I'm having to eat dead sheep and rotted dead sheep, jump off of cliffs. You're watching that show.
Yeah,
What was going on in your mind?
I was wondering what the sheep tasted like.
Well, so here's what happened, and I can talk about it a little later too if anybody has questions about that show. But we are running through this like really cold, what he calls a bog, and so it's a lot of like really cold water with like swamp-like conditions, but it's super cold. And usually when I think of swamp, I think of like Florida, but it's freezing cold. It's like a swamp in the cold, and there's something far away, and I see it, but then he knows. Then he's like, "Oh, that's a dead sheep that has tried to go through and got stuck in the bog." And it was halfway underwater and disgusting. We pulled it up and it was rotted. Now, lucky for me, and you could see on the show, I knew how to clean it. And so as soon as I got a knife, I was like, oh, I can clean it. I don't want to eat it, but I'll clean it. So I was able to clean a lot of the back end of it off. Who knows how long it had been there because it was disgusting.
Ugh.
And then we took it over and I put it in my backpack and we hiked the rest of the night. There's no night there, by the way. It's daytime all the time. We hiked the rest of the day until night. And we cooked it, and it tasted like anything else that you would cook that's meat that you would cook on an open fire. Like, it wasn't gross. The idea of it was far more gross than the actual taste of it. There was no taste. But it would be like if we were out and we killed squirrel and had to cook it then. You would go, well, it tastes like meat. But at that point, we were just looking for any sort of sustenance because there was no food out there.
So, like, if you had not found the sheep.
Plants.
Okay. I didn't know if y'all had, like, little meals in your backpack just in case.
No Twinkies. No Little Debbie assortments back there.
Yeah, that's
there
bad
was
planning.
no food. That was part of it. And, and you going into that show, they go, hey, you may not eat for 24 hours. If you can't find anything, are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, listen, I like to have my meals. But if this is part of the experience, let her rip. Because, again, if you're not eating and you're hungry or you're complaining about it, it's probably good TV.
Yeah.
But most times, we were looking for some weird plant or bird eggs. I don't know that was on the show where he talked about trying to find bird eggs. But bird eggs was something that he thought we could find. Mm-hmm. And we ended up finding a rotted, dead sheep carcass. But the bottom of it was cold.
So that's why it was
why it was good.
Okay.
The bottom of it was underneath the water and was cold and fresh. The top of it was rotted. So we pulled it out,
good
flipped
side.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie, so it tastes fine. The idea of it was gross, but it tasted fine.
Well, it was a great show, man, and I'm really proud of you. You did a great job coming out of your element like that, and I think you did real well.
Well, I appreciate that.
It just goes to show, what strong mentality you have to overcome just about any obstacle that gets in your way, and that's what really gets me, man. And it's such an inspiration.
I think we all have that mentality. We got to be pressed to see how strong we are, but I think when we get pressed as humans, and I think that's really the only time we find out how tough, how strong, how resilient we are is when we get pressed. We never want to be pressed, but we learn so much about ourselves. And listen, I was doing a TV show. In the end, I knew I was going to be fine. Well, that cliff, I could have died.
Yes.
But other than that, I was like, okay, I'm in good hands. But it's real life stuff where we get pressed every day. It's real life stuff that we're constantly getting stronger from. And I said something on the show last night that I believe, and I don't remember what I was talking about. I don't remember a lot of those conversations because I'm in the middle of it. And I really believe this. I used to think about the struggles that I had in my life growing up, from my mom's addiction to not having a dad, to a lot of the financial things that I wasn't able to have. But I'm so grateful for them now because I'm so much stronger because of that. Like, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have all of that. And I'm grateful for being pushed when I was younger, because I wouldn't have the empathy for people. I don't think I would care to help people if I didn't know what it was like to be helped, if that makes sense.
It does.
So, yeah, it was great. I don't like watching me on stuff. I didn't watch a single episode of Dancing with the Stars when I was on it. I couldn't watch me. I'd go and evaluate clips of my dancing, and I would appreciate it. I don't watch American Idol me back on it, but I watched that show last night and was pretty proud of it. So,
you should be. It was very good, man. I enjoyed it.
And you know what? I appreciate you staying up late and like altering your life to watch me on that show, Ronnie. So thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for every day, and keep going. Keep doing what you do, because y'all are doing a great job. I love all of y'all.
All right, Ronnie.
Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate you, bud.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one now.
All right. See you later. I was going to hit him with the appreciate you. Do I have this up, appreciate you clip anymore, Mike, or no? I was going to hit him with the appreciate you button, but it's not on my wall anymore. I have. That's Raymundo who hit that. But hey, Ray, here we go. Hey, Ronnie, appreciate you. Thank you. All right, coming back. Amy's son wants to download Fortnite.
Oh.
We'll get into it. He's 9.
Big one.
10.
Is it downloadable? I don't even know.
It is.
Yeah, depending on where.
Okay, well, don't tell him that.
Okay.
All right.
Oops.
And the sad truth about a majority of couples in America, which I read, and because I'll send Mike D stories to save for me, and I read this and I was like, no way. The sad truth about a majority of couples in America. Next, all right? So how did your son come across Fortnite?
I don't really know. I know that my cousins have it, but I didn't think Stevenson was really dialed in to what it was. And then his first day at school, he came home talking about Fortnite. So I don't know if it must have been a conversation at school too. And then he started to put 2 and 2 together that this is what kids do. Because it has never been an issue.
He's 10?
Ever. Yeah. Well, he's 9. And I know that a lot of kids play it. And it's huge for years now. And I kind of been like, I'm never going to have to worry about that with my kids. And he got an iPad for Christmas. And he came home from school and asked if he could download or put Fortnite on it. I didn't know how it got on there. And I said, I don't think it's equipped for that.
Listen, I have Fortnite. I haven't played it in months, right?
So,
mine's on a video game system. I don't know if an iPad can hold Fortnite.
I have no idea either.
Yeah. Mike, it can?
Wonderful.
Is it a smaller version? It's different. So you're not playing the same people?
But it's still Fortnite, which I think can be really addictive, right?
Fortnite has a rating of 12 PEGL.
Oh, so he's not even
12.
old enough.
Frequent scenes of mild violence. It's not suitable for persons under 12 years of age. You can just say that. I mean,
I know.
Violence it's video game violence, and it's shooting from far away. You let him have a fake gun and be a policeman. I don't really see difference in that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm that concerned with it. I mean, I would see how he handled it. And if anything, his personality started to alter because of the video game, I'd monitor that. But I don't know that I'm on that train.
But here, let me throw this wrinkle at you.
What?
Because he is going to a new school.
Yes.
With a lot of friends. What if he's not able to bond over what all the kids are bonding about?
Yeah.
He's not able to be in, because he's going to struggle making friends.
Yeah.
From a different country, doesn't have wonderful English. Maybe they don't understand it. And what if he doesn't have in common with them the most common thing, which is playing that dumb Fortnite? And I say that in a loving way. It's a dumb Fortnite game. Do you think about that?
Well, I am now.
And I don't think you have to let him play for 4 hours.
Right. Okay. I mean, it's just something to consider. I just don't know. I don't know enough about it because, again, I was a mom that it was just never even a topic of conversation in our house. And then I just laughed because, day one at school. And then it's like, oh, yeah, could I get Fortnite?
How prevalent it is, though, day one at school.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess. I don't know if any other parents are out there. They can just hit me up and let me know, like, how they regulate Fortnite and what they do and what the iPad version is like. Does it cost money?
No, I think it's in-game
version.
purchases. Yeah, so it's free on the iPad.
I can only imagine the accidental in-game purchases that get made. Can we turn that off?
I believe you can turn that off.
Okay.
Sure.
All
I
right.
mean, he's just going to be playing naked. He's going to be doing naked with karate chops. But I mean, hey, what's the
he
difference?
has to buy an outfit?
I think you can buy outfits.
Oh.
Poor
Okay.
guy's going to run in his underwear, just like punching people. But you look at it today.
Okay.
Give us an update in the next few days.
Okay.
All right, Luke Combs, Beer Never Broke My Heart, Bobby Bone Show. I got a text here. It says my 7-year-old plays Fortnite. So
Oh,
listen,
wow.
every parent's different.
Okay.
I just don't want him to not have something that everyone's bonding over.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Bobby Bone Show. Good morning, everybody. Getting a lot of feedback about Amy and Fortnite for her 9-year-old son. You got a kindergarten teacher friend?
Yes. So, yeah, my best friend from high school, she teaches young kids, and she said, let him play Fortnite. Just monitor it. And then she's like, he can play with Vinny, which is her son. So, anyway, apparently all the kids do it.
Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, my big hack it was kind of easy the way it happened, but I don't know anything about it, didn't know anything about it, so we downloaded the free version, and apparently the free version is terrible, but they think that's the real version, so they're like, this game's terrible, I'm not going to play it anymore.
Oh.
Especially if he wants it on an iPad. Now, if he wants it on a PS4 or Xbox, it's a whole different story.
Okay, well, Eddie, that scenario takes care of the problem of him wanting to play. But then, Bobby, what you set up with me and him and building relationships and bonding with other kids at school, that doesn't help. I can't have him go to school and be like, that game is horrible.
Why? He's still getting to play. And maybe he won't think it's horrible.
And my kids did it, and they would just argue with their friends, and they're like, okay, cool. All right, well, you don't like it. No big deal.
Okay.
And then he's not feeling like he's missing out either.
Right.
Okay. Well, I was looking for him to bond with people.
Miranda in Louisiana, you're on the show. What's happening?
Hey, good morning, Bobby.
Morning.
Morning, studio.
Morning.
So, Amy, I have a 12-year-old son, and I've always been very strict about what he's allowed to watch and listen to and read and things like that. And so Fortnite was a big no-no for me because it was first-person shooter was the only thing that I knew. It's kind of a first-person shooter type thing. So I was really, leery about it at first, and I finally gave in to him. And we do limit time. I will say that he has specific times of the day that he can play and only specific people that he can play with. And he has really seen the value of teamwork. And being that he's an only child, learning the value of teamwork is hard until you actually get into a situation where what they call a W or a win depends on it. And that's really grown for him. And then hand-eye coordination is another thing that has just really improved for him as well. I've seen his basketball skills improve from his hand-eye coordination with the video game. And I really think that it would be a good thing for Stevenson, and if you just monitor it, just like anything else that we allow our kids to do, in limited time and make it a privilege, it could really, really help his social skills as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea.
Hey, thank you, Miranda. I appreciate
Thank you.
that call.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for everything you do every day. You guys are awesome. We love you.
Thank you very much.
I mean, and she sounds like a good mom. I hear
Oh,
it
yeah,
in
can you tell?
I
Tone
can
of her voice?
I can hear it in her voice.
Let me do one more call. Mark in Arkansas is on the phone. Hey, Mark, welcome to the Bobby Bone Show. What's up, dude?
Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, studio.
Morning.
Just wanted to chime in on Amy's son playing the video game.
Go ahead.
My son's played video games all his life. We used it as a tool to encourage good grades, and we took it away from him if he didn't maintain them. And I don't think it's a bad deal. Just regulate his time on them and let him go with the flow. And appreciate what y'all do for the radio and for the people of Arkansas and around. And y'all got a great show. Keep up the good work.
You know, I can tell by his voice, he's a good dad.
He
I
is
can-
a
I- the
good
texture
dad.
of his voice, that's a good dad voice right
Yeah.
there. Hey, I appreciate that call, Mark. Have a good day. Now,
Okay,
Amy-
so my
Thank
friend,
you, Bobby.
apparently there's dancing on the video games. So my friend
There
said
is dancing.
that he'll be in the know on all the like dances that kids are doing at the moment, like whatever's hot.
There's a lot of dancing on that game. They do dances. You push a button, a little combo, and they dance.
Okay.
So let him play or what?
I'm always a let him play. I'm yes on that.
Okay.
And it's an iPad. It's a smaller version.
Well, I mean, I got to talk to my husband. I mean,
Don't worry about it. I got it covered. All right.
okay.
You guys can hit us up. We'll move off of that, but you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Bobby Bone Show, and you can add your input there. We're going to move on. We got a couple things. One, I have a story about relationships, couples, and it says the sad truth. And I will tell
boy.
you what's happening with the majority of couples.
Does it make you want to Find your other half.
Oh, yeah, good question.
You know, I'll just read you the story. It just motivates me to find the right other half.
Okay.
We'll also do Tell Me Something Good coming up, and I'll play some clips back from Running Wild with Bear Grylls, which was on last night. Back in a second. I'd like to say good morning, everyone.
Oh, morning.
Morning. Thank
Morning.
you. Except this American Airlines employee who stalked a passenger at the San Diego airport and then took a passenger's number from her luggage tag, followed her onto a flight before bombarding her with 100 creepy text messages.
Oh, my.
I saw this.
What?
So I'd like to say good morning to everybody except this person. And what do you think's going to happen, though? Like, what's the best case? Do you think you're going to fall in love?
I don't know.
Sometimes in the movies they do.
Well, there are two options. You either fall in love or eat them.
And
It's
then-
either really, really creepy and horrible, or it's a love story.
And then is this the first time he's ever done anything weird like this?
Probably not.
Or is it, I mean, there always has to be a first time. Or you just wake up crazy that day.
I don't know if you wake up crazy.
But she's right. There always
There
does
always
have
has
to
to
be
be
a
the first time.
time.
And I don't know. I wonder.
But what are the odds the first time you get caught? And it
Not-
makes
not
the
very
news. An American Airlines employee took a passenger's number from her luggage tag before following her onto a flight and then hitting her with those 100 messages, according to a lawsuit. Ashley Barner says the employee, identified only as Ahmad, told her she was gorgeous in her gray top and explained he got her name, phone number, and address from her carry-on bag. The chilling
address.
messages go on to show how the worker then joined her on a flight, telling her, "I'm on board now. Are you going to Chicago too?"
No.
That's like you. That's like that show You.
Yeah.
Stalker show, right?
He is then said to have told a worried Ashley he could get her free flights and access to lounges, saying, "Will you join me? I really like you." The employee, who was not on duty for American at the time, had first messaged Ashley asking how she was. She said, "Sorry, I'm not sure who this is." Quote, "The whole time I kept asking him, 'Who are you? How do you know who I am? How'd you get my info?'" I'm going to say it's not a love connection, Vince. You know, but it always is a fine line between bold and romantic and creepy.
And I mean, those lounges are pretty nice.
Does this count as shoot your shot?
Yeah.
This is all the shots. He shot every shot ever. That's too many shots. He shot too
much.
many. Like too many bullets came out at the same time, bro. You got to shoot those shots. You know, there would be a way to make that work, but not in that way. If you get someone's info, you probably go to their Instagram. Hey, saw this link from a friend's page. Wanted to send you a message. You could probably do it a little more not as stalkery.
But also, too, well, just related to that, it's just a different time where I don't know that you could put your address on your luggage anymore.
But if they ship your bag back to your place,
I know. That's the bummer.
well,
But
that's the
now this guy, he's ruining it for everybody. Now he knows where she lives, too.
for everybody. You think he ruined it for everybody?
Well, I mean, us getting our luggage back to our house.
I read a story that made me think about you.
What?
The possible reason your neck and back and shoulders hurt,
Oh, okay.
your purse.
It could be. I mean, but I don't think that's what mine is. But yes, I do feel like I have certain pains from carrying my purse on my right side all the time. It's really heavy.
The average purse weighs 6.27 pounds and causing more back pain than you realize. Or it could be because you fell at the airport on ice, which you did,
That happened too.
and they didn't have an ice sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks if that's really what happened.
With the ice thing?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like if that's why your back is hurting years later is because you fell at the airport because there was ice and they didn't have it marked.
No, they had nothing. I just stepped right
And a
out.
cop saw you fall, right?
Yeah, he came and helped me. He took me back, bandaged me up because I was bleeding.
And then you got on the flight all. I remember she had her whole back packaged up.
Yeah, you were like, "Why are you late?" I was like, "I fell." You're like, "Oh, typical."
Yeah. Let's go over and talk to Joe in Chicago. Joe, what's happening?
Not too much. Good morning, studio.
Morning.
I got a question for you, Bobby.
Go ahead.
I was watching your Bear Grylls episode last night. That was absolutely crazy. At any point during filming, did you ever want to back down from what you were about to do?
What was interesting about the show is that by far I was the least famous person on the season. So I went in going, man, I really have to prove myself. Now, that thought goes away when you have to do things that really scare you. But they're really smart about the process of the show because you start doing things that aren't super crazy. Like we went down this really slick rock and it was pretty steep, but it wasn't what happened at the end of the show. So they kept escalating. Everything we kept doing kept getting bigger and bigger where it wasn't ever a humongous jump, but two things away, you'd be like, holy crap, that was crazy. So I never wanted to back out until I got to the very last cliff with the waterfall. which was straight down. We tied a rope to a tree and just went down this water. And Bear goes, this tray can hold 10 men. And I'm like, well, I don't want one man, me hanging off this tree. I was so scared. I was more scared to do that than I was to skydive. Because at one point, Bear Grylls said, hey, listen, as long as you hold on to this rope, you're good. Because I was the only one on my rope as I was going down the cliff. I was the one doing my entire rope. Because as long as you hold on to it, you're not going to die. You're perfect. You're safe. But I was like, but what if I let go? When I skydived, I was with somebody else. Yeah. And they'd done it 1,000 times. And I was like, I'll just jump and be scared. And then it wasn't that scary. The whole time we went down that cliff, I was scared to death.
How tight were you gripping that rope?
Eddie, so much so that when I got to the bottom, I promise, and I'm being literal, I had to take my finger and peel my fingers off the rope because I was squeezing it so hard all the way down. It was the most scared I've ever been in my life going down that cliff. My legs were shaking where it felt like I was a cartoon. Because you know how you see people's legs go wah, 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 in and out? My legs felt like they were doing that. And they said, how do you feel? And the clip they used me last night was going, I get paid to say things. I got nothing to say. And then away we went. So I never was going to back out, but that was the most scared I've ever been in my entire life.
Wow.
But I felt like I
had
something to prove to the show. I had something to prove to myself. I had something to show people. So we did it. But I was proud of that show last night. And that's not something I often say. That was really one of the coolest things I've ever got to do.
Oh, it's one of the coolest things I've ever watched you do. And I've watched you do a lot of cool things.
I was getting a lot of love about how not weenie I am, when that's not the case most of the time. People are like, people can never say you're a weenie again after doing this.
Right.
Well, they can, and they will, and they should. And I even said it last night on one of the clips. I was like, it's time to be a man or a mouse. And most times, I'm a mouse. But for a brief second, I was a man. So it was thrilling to do, crazy to watch. I got anxiety watching again last night because I remember how I felt going into it. It kind of triggered a few things, but it was just a wonderful experience. And everything that Bear Grylls looks like on that show, as nice as he is that plus. Just so warm and welcoming. The other really cool thing about Bear Grylls, who has done the show for seasons and goes all over the world, is he doesn't know really who any celebrity is because he's in all these countries. He says he'll go and I think he does one in Japan. He does one in the East, like Japan or Korea. And he's like, I don't know them. He goes, but if they're good people, I bond with them. Yeah. And we just go out as humans.
Yeah. What's his, does he have kids or? Oh, okay.
And on his Instagram, they're always doing Daredevil stuff.
The kids are?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, yeah, loved it. It was on Nat Geo last night. You can probably find it on demand. I have a couple clips. Here is Bear Grylls last night on What I Embody. This is at the end of the show last night, I think.
Bobby Bones, in so many ways, I think, embodies the American dream. A man who's had to overcome so much in his life to reach the top. Number one, Bobby Bones refuses ever to complain. Number two, whenever he falls down, he gets back up. And number three, his whole life and reason for living is to help other people and make other people's lives better. And those are three great qualities in a survivor.
The second thing he said at a point. What was one of the second ones? What was one of the things he said? At a point.
Now I lost it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never complain, and then
fell down.
If you fall down,
I literally fell down. I was jumping over that icy water, and I wiped out. You see, they showed it.
Yeah, they showed it.
Like I didn't quite make it, and then I went boom and tumbled. Then luckily Bear fell later. He was like, oh, this is not gonna work. So I didn't feel like a total dope. Yeah. I definitely fell down.
I love the way he says Bobby Bones.
Bobby Bones he embodies the wimpiest man. He didn't say that. Here is this is me talking about that. I might be the wimpiest person to ever be on this show. I just want to give you guys a heads up. It's basically Urkel takes the wild. And that's what we're doing right now. Get some stretches in. My biggest fear is heights, and danger, and rocks, and water, and outside, and cold. So I'm pretty good. I'm in the perfect environment for facing every one of my... Oh, and commitment. But unless they're going to put a girl out here and say, marry her, I'm good on that one.
Funny.
I LOL'd at that part.
Yeah, there's definitely funny parts.
There was.
Yeah.
Man.
Again, I'm watching it going, hey, that's a pretty good job. I did a pretty good job.
You did.
I don't remember any of that happening because I was just cold and scared. We go and we find this rotted sheep, and then luckily, I know how to clean an animal. Growing up in Arkansas and hunting, I was okay with the cleaning part of it, but it was the top part of it that had been rotted, and the bottom part of it was still pretty fresh because it had been under cold water. And so I'm cleaning the back end of it, and the bear's like, we're going to get the tongue. We'll eat that later. And so then we go to set up camp, and then we eat the tongue.
I'm looking forward to dinner. I know you're like dead sheep, you know, gross. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm starving. Maybe sheep tongue only sounds good when you have had nothing to eat all day. That was pretty good. I mean, I would eat the whole thing. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, it wasn't weird. It was like any other meat that you just find and cook on an open fire. It was weird seeing and cutting, but once it's in your bag, all meat's basically the same. Here's the reaction when we're going to go down this big cliff, because when I looked over the edge, my heart went into my throat. It felt like it was one of those like, oh man, I can't believe we're.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, you cannot back out.
I'm not going to back out, but for the first time, I thought, can we not fake this?
Right.
Because nothing on the show was faked. But I thought, is there any way we could like manipulate camera tricks?
Come on, guys, showbiz.
I've seen the Avengers. I know this stuff's not all real, but it was.
So look, this is where it drops off.
Wait, we're going down that?
Eventually, that's our way out. We just need to find somewhere to tie it off to, and then we're going to do it side by side.
I'm going to be honest. Like, I get paid to say things. I got nothing to say. I didn't want to look off the cliff, and now they want me to climb down the cliff.
A lot of listeners were tagging me in their Instagram stories, and I just appreciate the support. I really do, and I tried to watch all of them, and I'm just grateful. And I talked about the listeners on that show last night, just how grateful I am for the people that let us do what we do. Some text questions. Do you have health tests that you take? I did. They put heart EKGs all over me. I had to do fitness stuff just because they don't want to get you into a place and you can't get out.
Right.
And there was climbing and a lot of physical, and I'm in good shape. But yes, they want to make sure that you can actually physically get in and out. Let's see. Do you have to take health tests? Who goes back and gets the ropes? Well, that rope thing,
Good question.
we climb back up. You see us climbing back up. So we tied the ropes, and then when you see us like going back up that hill, we're going back to get all the ropes.
Oh, you have to get them
I mean,
all?
and because that one rope seems
Because we
so
didn't have a
long.
big crew with us. It wasn't like there was a team.
You can't leave the ropes for the next people that want to do that?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Because then what if you need the rope again
yeah.
as a
Well, the rope was like 600 feet long.
Yeah.
But no, when we're going up at the end, we're going back up to get the ropes.
Okay.
And a lot of people were asking about the helicopter because at the end, you just see us clip in. I'm standing on the side of a helicopter, and we just go flying off the side. So scary, but I was so tired. Yeah. And my adrenaline had been up and down from going off that cliff that I was just like, if I die, whatever.
Yeah.
At least we got it on tape.
It's good. It's a good theory there.
But in my mind, that's what I was thinking. I was so tired. Maxie in Arkansas, you're on the show. How are you, Maxie?
I'm good. I just want to tell you, I watched your show last night, and I usually don't watch Bear Grylls, but how inspirational you are. I grew up in Hot Springs, and I don't know if you remember, but when I was in 8th grade, I shadowed you at KLAZ, me and my friend Heather, which was like 16 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I haven't stopped talking about it. A lot of days I come in with the show, I'm like,
is this who you talk about?
Yeah.
Her and Heather.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yep.
Yeah, she was in 8th grade.
Yes, Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just really cool. Mom's passed away now, but she would be so proud of you. I don't know. She always had a knack for people, and she knew that you were really great. And,
oh, that's nice.
I don't know, just a big inspiration. And all my friends like you DJ'd our middle school dance, too.
I did?
And so, yes.
I used to do sound and light shows. I'm telling you. I would go and I would get there 3-4 hours early, and I had these 2 sticks, and I would put lights on each edge of the stick. Then I would set up 2 CD players and a mini disc player.
Attaboy.
And I would hang the speakers, and then I would do sound and light shows. It's how I made $40 for the night, and I was set. I was so pumped because I would do my little DJ radio shows, and on the weekends I would go do sound and light shows to 8th grade dances, junior high dances, old folks homes, and I'd be like, all right, everybody, here's It's Your Love from Tim and Faith. Get out there, but leave a little room for the Holy Ghost. Yeah. Oh, Maxie, I appreciate that call. It's very nice of you to say.
Yes, and we're just so proud of you and thankful. I'm raising my husband's cousin, and he's been through a similar situation. He doesn't know his dad, and his mom's just not in the picture right now. And so you're inspirational to our family.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hope you have an awesome day, and really, thank you for the call. And boy, what a trip down the old time highway right there. Wow. Here's one other clip. Here with me, this is a clip of me opening up about, don't remember having this conversation, It's crazy. All I don't remember because it was like boom, boom, boom. I do remember Bear and I talking about my life, and here I am talking about my childhood.
Like, I do stand up so I can feel loved. Because for me, I never had that. But I'm glad. You know what's funny is I look back now at my circumstances as a kid. And a lot of people could feel sorry for the way they grew up. I'm so grateful for the difficulties that I had growing up.
So, yeah, there you go. Listen, I'm very happy with it. You won't hear me say that very often about things that I do, but I'm very happy with the show, and I'm very grateful that a lot of you guys watched and posted me. I haven't seen any ratings on it. I'm probably not going to pull a Channing Tatum number, but I'm never that guy. You know, if there's one thing that we are together is we're the little guy. We're the underdog, and I appreciate you supporting me in that journey. So, there we go. This is here's the text. What were you wearing? All the clothes that I have on, they gave me as soon as I got there. I had to fly in it took me like a day to get there, like 20 hours.
Oh, okay. They gave them to you. I was like, oh, look at Bobby. He went to REI or something.
I said, what do I bring? And they said, well, it depends on the weather. Because it was like 34 degrees and it was raining the whole time. Mm-hmm. And all those clothes, as soon as I got to my room, they were like, put your clothes on. We got to go. Because I was like half a day late. Because of all the delays on flights. And so it was everything, boots, socks, all the way up to the hardest part of the show, except for the cliff, was my glasses. It was raining the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And keeping them on through all the climbing, running, jumping, and then the wet of just the glasses without a glasses cleaner was tough. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I'm doing that thing like, because I can't see because my glasses are soaked.
Yeah.
So.
Did you keep the clothes? You still have them?
Oh, yeah, I got to keep whatever I wanted.
Oh, cool.
I didn't have really, because I won't. Here's the thing about me. I travel a lot. I will not check a bag. Ever.
You were going like around the world and you didn't check a bag?
I will not check a bag. I don't care where I'm going or for how long I'm going. I'm not going to check a bag.
I mean, I know that part.
I'll make pants last for a week if I have to.
Okay.
And so I didn't have enough room in my luggage to get back. Mike D's laughing. Hey, Mike D, you've traveled with me a whole lot. Why are you laughing at that?
Because I do that now too. I can't check a bag because of you.
Oh, when he travels, I'm like, no bag checks.
Yeah. You're not. It's like not allowed, which now I guess it's true. You have kind of trained us to be carry-on people.
You mean efficient? You mean on time and efficient?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this morning too. Nobody on this show is ever late anymore, ever. As respect to each other, no one is ever late on this show.
This is true.
Love it. It gives me pride that my kids are doing good.
Thanks, Dad.
Even when my kids are older than me, Eddie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I am older than you, but
Shout out.
Thank you.
All right. If you guys have calls, you can. We'll move off of this. I just am very grateful and appreciative that I get to do what I do. And that show was just a wonderful experience. And I'm very thankful to Courtney, the president of Nat Geo, for putting me on the show, to Bear, to you guys, the listeners. Amy was posting on her Instagram story all leading up to it, that people to turn it on. It's a little Morgan number 2 set up and live tweeted it last night. It's the little things like that I'm super appreciative of. So that's all. The end. I do have this story about couples and the sad truth about couples. Yes. I will do it next. I promise I'll do it next.
You.
I had a caller that got me off track there.
Yeah.
But I love it. But we'll do that next. Thank you. I marked this story because I thought I'd read it on the show. A new study has found that 60% of couples are unhappy in their relationship. That's a significantly high number. If you would have asked me, I would have thought maybe 33, like a third, and that's still high to me.
But it's more like 2/3?
Yeah, closer to 2/3. They say there's small enjoyments, but overall, most people would characterize their relationship mood as unhappy. According to the respondents, the couples say they aren't intimate as often as they used to. Their partner is no longer affectionate. Another major problem with relationships is when things start to get boring. Most people invest so much time and energy at the start of a relationship, and that tapers off over time, which leads to fights or disagreements. Relationship experts think these downfalls can be overcome with counseling and constant relationship maintenance. You almost need to treat your relationship the way you treat your job. As long as you make an effort on a daily basis and put in the time, you'll see positive results, which leads to happiness. I mean, what does this make you think?
I mean, right away, my brain goes to, I just listened to the 5 Love Languages dude on Oprah's podcast. She did like a short 20-minute thing with him, like a live. And of course, I've known about those for a long time in his book, but it just reminds me that like when you're in a rut like that, focusing on what does the other person need and what do you need, and are y'all giving each other that? Because just like any relationship, it does take work, but it shouldn't be like super exhausting work. Like a job's like 8 hours a day, but you should be investing in it, and you should be.
Do you and your husband do these things where you?
Yeah, we have to focus on that. Like when he knows he's not giving me, like our love languages are different. Like his is, he needs acts of service where I need affirmation. And then, I think both of us have a little bit of, like, also have touch. But yeah, you have to, like, for me, little thing. I mean, it could be something so little, and I'll see our day just the trajectory will change. Like, say it might be negative, but I make him coffee. I mean, he's like, what? This is going to be the best day ever. You just made me coffee. It's like a little act of service that's just will mean so much. And for me, if he tells me something positive that I need to hear or affirms me in whatever way, like so we kind of have to reset. And I feel like if you're intentional about that throughout the day, that's a major tool for the 60%. But I think we're all in that. It's a roller coaster at times.
Just thinking about my love language, I think it's words.
It is?
I don't know.
Oh, no. I
relationship,
never would have pinned you with that, so I don't think I'm good at it. Because even as a friend, you can deliver.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe I need words in areas that I'm not confident in. I'm confident in this. Like, I feel like I'm good. Like, this is the most confident I ever am in my life. Like, I know how to do this at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to relationships and just in general, because I've never been good at them, maybe it is. What are the things?
I know you're the love language you're good at giving is gifts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have to feel super vulnerable, and I can put a lot of time and effort and thought into them.
Right.
So what? Because I think words is maybe one.
I know.
It is not gifts. I'm always like, oof.
Giving
Receiving?
gifts, you are not necessarily
receiving. I'm not good at
Not
receiving.
But you're
what
not.
are they? Walk me through them. Words of affirmation.
Quality touch. I mean, quality time, not quality touch.
I think giving quality time is a big one for me because I don't have a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I do give things, when I do give things time, and sometimes I think it's a giving one for me. Gifts and time are a big one for me.
Physical touch.
But
when you're in a relationship, like, do you need that? Is it, if she were to come and like massage your shoulders or scratch your back, or
I don't need that.
It doesn't have to be like all touchy, but
but I still get touchy later, right?
Yes, that's
okay.
that's a little
That's
bit
a different
different.
touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Okay, acts of service.
Possibly. What's that mean though? Like, are they out picking up trash in front of my house?
Oh, wow.
Thinking of you and how they can help you. What can they do? Something they can do for you that helps serve you.
Like she said, making coffee for her husband.
Right. Like something.
I think that's one. Okay. So it's like I always thought acts of service was out like telling people don't pollute.
No,
in
like
my
being
honor.
thoughtful of what is something
sentence.
what's something that would help them out, and how can I help them, right?
I had an ex-girlfriend who would, because I'm really not good with dates and knowing whose birthday, and I don't know anybody's birthday. I barely know mine. And so she would always like keep me clued in as to big days for people. And I always thought that was the nicest, greatest thing. So maybe I am an active service thing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you love it when girls help you with your calendar.
Amy, he's opening up. Don't make fun of him.
I thought this was a safe space.
Sorry. Once I really dissected that, I was like, okay,
But it was time that they were spending thinking about me and looking out for me.
I love when they get out their computer.
So hot.
And they start going over dates with me. And they like tell me March 18th, Amy's birthday. It's so hot. Like what?
It's okay, Mom. That's all right.
December 25th, Christmas.
2 p.m. Got a meeting with. No, listen, Amy.
What?
It was about that they didn't have to.
I know
Funny.
that she did not have to take the time to
tears
make
in my eyes.
sure
Good.
that you were
Yeah, it was
prepared for. It was thoughtful because you should. Yes.
Yes.
She wanted you to be able to, honor people on their birthdays.
Or like taking care of my dog, or like stopping by and being like, "Hey, I took your dog and did this."
Yeah,
that was great.
that's huge.
You got me. It's a good one.
What about when you're
Amy's
in
got
a
her stand-up routine over here.
No, and when you have quality time, because you don't, I can see how quality time for you, because you don't have a lot of it. Like if you're intentional about putting your phone down, and if you're at dinner with somebody, I mean, it may only be a 45-minute dinner, but you're going to be dialed in. So that's a gift that you give. But like,
How many of these languages are there? I'm seeing
There's
4.
5.
Okay.
There's 5.
I think it's only acts of service and words of affirmation. Some.
Wow.
Well, that's good to know. I didn't know about words of affirmation. I didn't think I needed to like pump you up about anything. That's interesting.
But you do like to tear me down. Is that one tear you down on the radio?
I do not
Is
like
that
to
one?
tear you down.
Is there one? And Mike, is number 9 bust your balls? Is that because if so, I think Amy nails that one. That's a good one.
That is not true.
I know.
I want to know so that I can lift you up because I too need words. And
Yeah.
I know how that feels to be. I'm motivated by affirmation. Like like that helps.
But I don't
me
think
a
any
lot.
affirmation in any world except like a romantic relationship where I struggle.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
What do I know?
Well, yeah, I know. Because, I mean, there's the work world of love language and friendship, and then there's the love side of love languages. So I guess that's where, on the love side, I didn't know where you fell quality time because you are so busy. Do you like to have her or whoever it is give you, like, undevoted quality time?
That's not, I mean, I feel like.
Or you're just like, as long as we get 30, 45 minutes, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. All right. Hey, let me say this. 'Cause I don't get to say it enough. You're very funny. That was very funny. That was a very funny. You took it in a very funny place. And I'm not giving you words of affirmation because of this bit. I didn't even think
Is
about
that
that.
what you're doing
no, I
right
swear
now?
I promise you it wasn't where I
Okay.
started. I had tears in my eyes because it was such a funny way to make fun of me in a good way. It was
Okay.
good. Boom. I tell that off the air too, but I would tell you that on the air so our listeners know.
Thank
I do
you.
tell you when stuff is really good.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. Thank you.
And I work
And that means
I
a lot
work
to
at
me.
telling you more too. Do you
And-
know? Do you realize that?
Yes, and I will work on finding ways to affirm
serve
you.
me? Oh.
or acts of service.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
because yeah.
Let's you want to play a song, or do you want to just sit here and compliment each other for the rest of the day?
This is fun, guys.
It's gonna get awkward.
All right, Jimmy
Okay.
Allen, Make Me Want To. Bobby Bones Show. Appreciate you guys. Hey, you want to hop on the phone? Question, comment? 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number.